What is anime? Is it just something that nerds and socially awkward teens watch? Or is something larger? A method to express oneself or a way of life? And why has it become so popular here in Atlanta? I had a lot of questions I need answered, so I decided to take a trip to GSU's Anime Club, and this is what I got. This is Alex. I asked him what he thought about anime, and this is how he responded.
I don't know, it's awesomeness, mind explosion.
And that's when I knew I came to the right place. But first things first, why is anime so popular in Atlanta?
I know linked on Facebook to a little post that said, top nerd cities, and Atlanta was at number one. There's a lot of conventions in Atlanta. I mean, not just for DragonCon, which is an all-encompassing sort of convention that really does take over Atlanta every year, and that people get used to seeing. But there's also Anime Week in Atlanta. There's MomoCon, which MomoCon started with Georgia Tech's Anime Club, so that's their legacy right there.
I've been going to DragonCon and volunteering for 5-6 years now, and every year I go, it grows by 10,000. I think 74,000 people went this year, and it's one of the largest conventions in America.
It's the largest in the Southeast too.
Yeah. So, but like every time I go, I always bring a new friend. I always bring a new person that I've met, and they're like, "Oh, it's just gonna be a whole bunch of dorks and nerds, and they're gonna be doing weird things and everything." But there's always something really fun, and they always learn that, hey, all these people are it's an outlet. Everyone goes and they have fun, and there's always something for everybody at something like this. And I don't know, anime has a way of bringing people together, and you see it at different conventions as well.
I went to the convention. It was really, really nice because everyone there was just kind of like me. So, I mean, everyone was dressed up weird, and everyone was just acting normal, even if it's considered weird.
Yeah.
It was just like a weird fest, and it was awesome. So.
I'm not sure if you've ever been to an anime convention or not, but they're actually a lot of fun. Now, how come the rest of America isn't on board with this anime craze? And will anime ever make it to prime time?
Back up to the thing also, primetime TV is also geared towards escapism. And not all anime is about escapism. It's mostly about, fantastical stories, but some stronger themes about, either friendship or, loss and stuff like that in a minute. And when it comes to people who want to see stuff between the 8 to 11 o'clock hour, they just want to relax. And they don't want anything too intensive.
Yeah,
story.
Part of the whole prime time not being as an effective tool because Jazz watched 300 episodes of a show in 1 week, and you can't do that on regular TV. They're going to show you other shows in between, and so that's what's changing is that if you really love a show, you can go find it online and watch it all there. Be invested in it, know the storyline is, and become a part of that fandom, and have other people who want to you can talk to about it and be like, oh wow, look at this plot and stuff like that.
Feel about finances too. If you look at how anime doesn't necessarily make a big money generator, and in Japan it doesn't generate a lot of money either. It's all about the merchandising afterwards. And as consumers in America, we don't buy a lot of merchandise, and it's because of those reasons it can't get onto a bigger network like NBC or CBS or ABC or like that. It's going to be regulated more on the small niche ones. I would say the most mainstream we've gotten of any kind of anime in America would be Studio Ghibli, and that's because Disney actually found a way to get it out there, but it's still limited to theaters and pretty much DVD only. So until the bigger people and the mainstream media is able to say you can make money on this, we can find a financial investment, we can put this out there and give it a shot, we're not going to see it get past the sandbox.
After the group discussion, I decided to sit down with the head members of the anime club, Hannah and Andrew, to see where they thought anime would end up in the next 5 years. Their answers were surprising.
It's like the fan base is growing, but then that more people are more accepting of it. But then also there's a problem with piracy because a lot of us don't have money. We're kids. We enjoy watching this stuff, but we're a lot younger. We either don't have very much money at all because we're in middle school or high school, or we have money but we're spending it all on college tuition. So we watch a lot of it online, which means that the studios that are producing it and the artists that are drawing it and the people who might bring it to America so it would have a wider audience aren't getting paid. And so because they're not getting paid, they don't make as much of it. And recently, a couple studios have gone out of business. So it could be that they have this bigger fan base and it's really awesome and just the community grows, Or it could be that because we've lost those studios, there's less content, and so then you lose people. So it is hard to say right now.
May or may not survive depending on how the fan base, if it can't get out of what it's in now. Because not only did we have a recession in America, we had a recession over in Japan as well. So a lot of what they're doing is safe stuff like, skimpy girls, robots, stuff that's just very typical. And until it decides to do something a bit more edgy and daring as well, it's kind of going to stagnate where it is now. As I said, I could have easily jumped off the train, when all my friends, left high school and we all went our separate ways, but I stayed aboard, and for the past 7 or 8 years, my collection's only grown, my love for it and the fandom has only matured, and it's like you can watch stuff again back when you're a kid over and realize, hey, wow, there's more, I can see this in a deeper layer of how it's working on another, it is working on another layer. So there's more to gain from it as you grow.
Hopefully one day anime will get the recognition that it deserves. But until that day, I'm going to stay in my cosplay and dance the night away.